you're doing well today. We're going to do something fun. Okay. So I do polls frequently on Patreon and ask you guys what your, what you want to see from me. And this time I asked you to give me 2 areas that you think you're your weakest in. Okay. And that's on all instruments and everything like that. But what I'm going to concentrate on is banjo and dulcimer. So this is the banjo one that I'm going to do. Okay. But so far, the number 1 answer is ear training that you think is a weak area. So what I want to do is I already have a couple of videos on ear training. I'll link those down below. But this, I'm going to do a little different, okay? Because, people learn differently. And some people like the way I did those first 2 videos. So I'm going to take a little bit different approach here for this one. Okay, so you probably have seen my G scale video. Right? Whoop. That's the G scale. Okay, so when you're wanting to learn to play by ear, one thing you can do is think about your scale, okay? So our G scale notes, and I don't know a lot of music theory here, people, but I've just picked this up over time, and you can too. It's not that difficult, and some people like trying it this way. Okay, so we've got our notes in our G scale: G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Now, if you caught that listening to it, you probably realized that that's do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. That's those notes, okay? All right. Now, we're in the key of G here, right? Because my first note there is the G, the open 3rd string. All right. So, when I want to learn something by ear, what I did is I pulled up on YouTube, and I'll put this video down here too. I don't know how to play piano, but the piano will use, if you find an easy one, it'll use just the melody notes, okay? And that's what we want. We want to pick up on the melody notes of something, okay? So it'll use just the melody notes. And those white keys that you see on a piano are whole steps, okay? And the black keys are the half steps, okay? So if you're learning your music theory, you know that a whole step is 2 semitones, okay? And that we have some whole steps and half steps in our scale. G major scale. Okay, so don't worry too much about this, but what I did was I looked up on piano and I just did easy G song. Okay, first thing that came up was Bach Minuet in G. Bach Minuet in G, right? We all know that. Da 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 da. Okay, we all know that. So let's listen to the first couple of notes there, okay? And it says, right, that it's in G, right? So listen to the first couple of notes and then I'll stop it. Da, 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 da. Okay, let's back that up. If I can do that here. Back that up and let's listen to it again, all right? See if I can get it a little louder. Okay, da 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 da. Now, we know it's in G. So what does that mean when I say it's in G? That means the notes that you find are in the G scale. So we're gonna find da 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 da, right? In this. We're gonna find those notes within that scale. Okay, so if we look at our G scale, and if you're more of a visual person than a notes person, I'm more visual. Just know where that G scale is. So you go. Those are the only frets and strings I'm going to be using for this. Now you got to find that first note. It went da 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 da, right? So we got to find that first da 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 da. You can go through each note in your scale if you want. There's our G. Now, one thing that we know is we're starting out with this low G, right? We're starting out with this low G, and we're ending on this high G, right? So all of our notes are in between that lower G and the higher G, okay? So da 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 da. So we can sort of go like this. Da 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 da, right? You can just sort of go like that, and you start to think high and low, higher or lower, like, right? Like The Price is Right. Is this the high-low game? Is it higher or lower? So da. That's our G. That's kind of low. So if we know that's our bottom note of this scale that we're using here, we know that that first note is higher. Da 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 da. And we have to find it. The way to do it is just experiment around with it if you don't already hear it. Da. Okay, did that sound like it? Da. 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 Basically, you're going to pick a note to start with, okay? So we're going to go back to the drawing board again, and we're going to listen to it again. You need to be listening for these notes and thinking about it. Higher or lower, higher or lower. Now, one thing you can do here is you can cheat a little bit, and you can look at the piano. It's lighting these notes up, and you can look over here and see where those notes are hitting. Okay? And you can see if they're going up or down from that first note, right? You can see that. And there's nothing wrong with doing that, trying to figure that out. So we got to find that first note. Da, 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 da. So there's our D on that first string. Da, da. And it also sounds like it's sort of going in a ascending da, 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 da. Like it goes high, low, and then it comes back up, right? So that is within our scale. So I want you to pick out each note. You can hum along with it. If you're not good at that, you can listen to it. If you're not good at that, you can look at the notes on the piano. You don't have to know how to play piano here. I'm not saying for you to do that. If you know where, and I don't know piano, but I know there's something called middle C, and obviously past C is D, and E, F, G, A, B, and it starts over, right? Okay, so if you can orient that and work from there and know that something's going up a little bit, something's going down a little bit, that can help you in beginning with your ear training, okay? Da, 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 da. Okay? I just showed you those first couple of notes. Da, 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 da. I've not played this song before, not attempted it before. I just looked it up and picked it out by ear real quick. Some people it takes a few minutes more. Some people it takes a few minutes less. Some people can't figure it out by doing this. They need something different. I have those other 2 videos for that. But I thought this might click for some people. So let's listen to some more of it. And again, watch the notes on the piano there as they fall. Okay? Alright. So, those melody notes are what we want. Those are what we want when we're doing our ear training. So you can just go through and methodically, and yes, slowly, pick this stuff out. I hear it that it's stepping around. It's just with working within that scale, stepping around, and it isn't very hard to pick up. Off the top of my head, Oh Susanna is in the G scale. I can hear these things. I can hear when it's going up and down, and I know where it needs to be. Oh, I come from Alabama with a banjo on my knee. Okay, you can hear it as it's going. And all my notes there, every single one of them was within that G scale. And you know, I never worked on scales. I don't like them. Some people love them. But you see how this all pieces together like a puzzle here? I'm in my G scale using those notes. Now, is that the only fingering for the G scale? No, 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 no. We can find these notes everywhere else too, okay? But this is just a simple, easy one with open strings. We're using our 3rd string open, our 2nd string open, and our 1st string open here. If you haven't seen that video, go back and watch it. And I'm not going to talk about that because I don't want to go too far with this. But I thought this might help you piece it together. For some people it will. Other people this won't work. Okay? But try this. You know, I find that one thing that happens with people when they're trying to do ear training is this, okay? You have read some tab and you're ripping out some songs, okay? And you can play them at a decent speed, okay? And when it comes time to start ear training, which you should have been doing from day one, but when it comes time, it's this fast. That's not the right note. Da, 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 da. Let me listen to that again. That's not the right note. Oh, that's not the right note. Okay, I'm going back to my tab because I can play a song. That's what happens, okay? You get frustrated. You don't get it right away, okay? This is something that takes time, okay? But I promise you, and I make this promise to you, if you put this time in, you will be thanking me later, okay? You will really be thanking me because ear training is crucial, okay? you need to be able to hear what's going on. Now, if you play a note, do you need to be able to say, that's a D, that's a G, that's a F sharp? Okay, no, you don't. I don't go, oh, that's a G, that's a blah, blah, blah. Now, sometimes I can recognize it. And for people who learn that way and, learn all the notes, great. That's awesome. That's a great way to do it. But for other people, it's more our ear, and we're not concerned with the notes. We just sort of inherently can feel where those notes are going to go. And if they're going up or down or all that, we can hear it. And then there's people who do both of those things together. Great. They do them well. That's wonderful. I didn't want to spend too much time on this, but this is something that takes time. So if you don't have the patience, and I know most of y'all didn't make it this far, if you don't have the patience to watch this video and get this far, you're probably not going to have the patience to learn by ear. That's all there is to it. It takes time, and it's a slow process in the beginning. You don't just pick it up and da 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 da. You don't just pick it up and do it, okay? We're in this world of now. You need to sit back and have some patience. That's all I can say. And if you've watched this video to here, I'd like to know about it. Type your favorite color down below. Nobody else will know what in the heck you're talking about. And they may even ask you, don't say nothing. Write a little comment and put your favorite color in there. I'll know that you watched it, okay? And I'll know that you have the patience to do this and learn by ear, because I promise you, and look, y'all, I'm not the only one that says this. Everybody says this. They've been saying it forever. Ear training is the most important thing you can do, okay? All right, so I hope that this has helped you. And it's not for everybody as far as this method that I just took. So I'll be trying to experiment around and do some other things with you guys. But this will just be one, and I'm fixing to do a Dulcimer one too. That'll be a little different. So yeah, I sincerely hope that you got something out of this video and that you enjoyed it. If you did, let me know. I really like hearing, your thoughts about this. Mandy, this was not a good one for me. I couldn't figure it out. I went with the other way, and I like that better. Great. Find a method, because you have got to learn by ear, people. This tab stuff. It's fun, and it's a good tool, but people just rely on it way too much, okay? So let's get to work, and I'll let you go and get to that work. So before I go, I always want to remind you that Jesus loves you. Bye-bye, y'all.